Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome on our workshops. Welcome on our weekly, I don't know how to call it, party, 3D party. How are you? How you've been? I hope you're good. Let me know if you hear me, if you see my screen and everything. Just let me know if you're alive and you're ready to listen to me for the nearest couple of hours. I hope you do. Also, let me know where are you from. So we will have this, I don't know, workshop topic. Where are you from? And what's your CJ world experience, perhaps? So share. I want to know more about you. And actually, if you have questions for me, you can keep them yet and ask them a little bit later. So, hi, hello, and welcome to our beginners workshop. So, today we will work with this very nice, warm living room and partly bedroom, actually. I love this. I don't know, maybe it's my mood, but this is the interiors I follow these days. This is our final. Let me show you what we have and what you will have in the scene that you'll be able to upload. So it looks like this. Never mind this stuff. It's fine. It's okay because we wanted that to be like, I needed only a part of the carpet. So that's why. And I was a little bit lazy to cut it. So, Panama. Well, it's early morning there. Okay. This is our scene today. As you see, we have a couple of openings for the windows, but we don't have windows. And if you ask why, because we don't need them. I don't see them, so why I need them? Do we have layers? Let's check our layers. Yep, we do have layers. Okay, good. Let me hide the ceiling. Yes, so this is how it looks like. And yes, you will have it after the class. You will have a link for this scene. You have questions, people, but only some numbers of questions are stuffed alive. Oh, well, ask questions when I tell you ask questions. I can't physically answer all of your questions. Come on. If you have, I don't know, offers or questions, you can leave them on the Instagram or somewhere. So feel free. Actually, we're thinking about asking you a couple of questions. But if you have questions to me, please go ahead already. So back to our scene. This is our living room. Camera we already have. If you're wondering about camera, you'll still have it, but still, just straight, even one. So let's start. Let me check if we have anything here. Well, displacement should be on because if we will work with displacement, this tick should be on. I just a little bit of note for you. Let me reduce just in case. For 3K, I don't need 5K for now. 5 minutes for fast, okay. Noise, I don't need. Anything else, I don't need. And I don't have anything for the environment. Okay, so let's start with the main lighting. We already have the gray material assigned. So we will start with main light source. Our main light source will be HDRI, but also we will use a couple of additional ones because we need these strong shadows, and I'll show you how to do that today. As for HDRI, I will use, I think you already know what I will use. I will use a Cosmos one. Let's see, HDRI day, and I need a name by name. Okay. Let's see. Today we will work with number 11. So guys, if you have Cosmos browser, please use it. Feel free. Actually, you can also use the materials from there, but I highly recommend you create them from your own. How to increase interactive resolution interactive, you cannot. Your resolution depends basically on your screen. So if you have the bigger screen, you will have a more resolution, but no other options. So what I do, I will work with this HDRI. I downloaded it because I have a blue tick already here. And then I press on this green arrow. That means it will be imported in my scene. So where to find this HDRI after all? I go back to my F10 render settings and here it is. I have a Corona bitmap. This is the place where your imported HDRIs from Cosmos browser will be located. What I need to do with it, I copy it and I definitely need to assign Corona color correct or standard color correct. It's up to you. I prefer, in case of HDRIs, I prefer Corona color correct. So, and just copy it back with instance. Okay, good. What I will also check, I'll check if my camera is locked in here. So yes, it's locked. And basically, if I have MTL override, I do not. So I physically assign the material on it and I can see, do some render. Okay, this is how it looks like. First, let me maybe rotate my HDRI a little bit. So because I want more of them, I want to see what's changing actually. So I usually go plus or minus. Let's go minus. Yes. So you see, guys, why I do this. Basically, your HDRI is a big photo with the different areas. So it's up, it depends on the rotation, which area you will use for your lighting, your scene, your camera, and your rotation. That's why I do that. Let me see, 50, not a big difference. So, okay, day 11 from Cosmos browser and rotation is minus 50. What I will do after that? After that, I can desaturate it a little bit because I don't want so much of the blue in here. And I need my main material. My main material, I mean this gray material that I assigned. So let's open it. It's gray. I have nothing yet. What I will do, I want to understand how contrast and light or dark my render is supposed to be. So what I do with this material, I lower the value to achieve more or less like similar mood to my final image. Of course, you can do that in post-production as well, but let's do that here. Let it be something like this. Then what I want to do next, I want to make it a little bit warmer because I don't want my render be blue. I need something more of white, like warm and cozy one. It's like an undertone. You can consider it like this. Maybe even less. Something like this. Okay, then I usually also check for the reflections. As you know, or if your first time, everything is about reflection. So the more reflections your like image you'll have, the more juicy it will be. But that doesn't mean that you need to use only glossy materials everywhere. No. But matte surface, like matte material and shader, can also be juicy. So that's why I usually start with roughness like 4. So I have some of reflections visible. And then I just continue to my general feeling stage. But this is my base material. Let's rename it. I'll call it base. Base. Okay, good. But what I told you that probably our HDRI will not be enough. And why it will not be enough? Because if my main source, like the most powerful and whitest part, the brightest part of my map is from the left, that means the right one will be more bluish and less intensive. But in my final, like I see that something is definitely lighting on my like bed, because bed is lighting up. And I have more, like I have a pretty much stronger light from the left as well. If I will increase my exposure, my overall image will be like lighter. I don't need this. I need specifically directed like light and shadows. What I will do, I'll stop my render here and I will just go and create disk. I will use additional disk or rectangle. Actually, that doesn't matter. Something that has a directional. So this is my disk. Let it be maybe 1200s. White, okay. It will definitely need to be not that strong. Let's reduce till 30. Visibility and everything. Actually, for now, it doesn't really matter because I don't have any glass there or anything. I will not see it, but still. What else? Target. I need target. And what I do with this target, basically, I show the direction of the light that I want to have. So approximately something like this. And yes, I need to bring it up. Up, maybe let's start with 4, maybe 4000. And let's check what we have. Do you work? Ah, of course. Intensity 500s, what I need to do? I need to use my directionality. So I will increase directional. I will decrease my intensity. I can actually, okay, let's leave it like this. 5, maybe even more. Let's try 6. Okay, closer to what I want, but I don't need such a bright thing here. You will ask me why not using the sun? I can use the sun, but sun will be rendered longer. And plus here it's not very like sunny mood. It's something like when you can use this system or additional light source, when you need something to reflect, something to light up, when you want to have some emphasis in your image. So now I need more of attention to the living area, and then I will go to my bedroom because I don't want my bedroom to be that dark. So I will use same. I will use additional disk for that. Okay, maybe even less, 5. Let it be 5. 5 and 6. I think 6 is enough. Okay, good. Then what I do next? Copy. And I do copy, not instance, because I will use a different intensity for this. So I need a copy. This is one target. And let's do the other one. Something similar, like this. And something here. What about this one? Okay, let me go back. Let me increase the multiplier so I understand how does it light up. Okay. I'm pretty actually happy with the directional of it. With the location, I wouldn't maybe even change anything. As for the directionality, maybe less. I don't need that strong one. Okay, and reduce. Reduce. Okay, let's leave it as this because we will work with colors and we will probably just adjust it. Adjust these 2 additional sources. So as for basic primarily lighting, HDRI and 2 additional disks. It's not a must, guys. It's not like a very common thing, but why not? You can use it because photographers, they also use it. They have the flashlights and stuff. So it's absolutely fine. Okay, let me save it. Let me save it. Save. Okay. And now let's go and proceed with our general feeling. So, general feeling stage, what I do on this stage, I set up main colors without any textures yet. So, as I understand, I have something like whitish ceiling. I have off white to beige wallpapers, and I have pretty light floor. Okay, so let's start with our ceiling and walls. They should be lighter. Okay. And let's go back to my render. What I do, I copy my main base material and rename it. Okay, I can rename it after later. Assign it to my geometry. What I do, I need it to be lighter. Start with this. Then let's do our floor. Okay, as for the floor, it's not that shiny. Okay, I will not change my roughness. I'll just increase the color. Nope. And reduce it. I need it to be a bit darker. Maybe closer to red, actually. Okay. Can be something like this. We also have a pretty light carpet, so let's firstly assign the same material as for walls. It can be, and then we'll just make a copy and adjust it. So basically, where to start if you trying out the general feeling system and method, what you can try. You can separate and or divide your image into big spots. Any design, any interior, any painting, photography, anything from there has different spots. What I mean by spots, like something light and something dark in a contrast. So what you can start with, if you understand, like let's see at our image, I understand that my walls, ceiling, like furniture, like armchairs and carpet with floor, it's light part. Everything else, it's a dark one. So I can do exactly same. Like when I have the light part, I can choose all of the dark ones. That will be the wardrobe. That will be the table and two of my doors. And I can make them darker. Let's do that. Maybe even darker. And I need to bring back my saturation. Something similar to this. So this is very similar to painting. Like first you apply like main colors, main spots, you just divide them. Oh, I forgot about that. Well, and then you go to detailization, like you proceed with your detailization. This is how it works in general. Something like that, but I don't like the color of my floor. Let me adjust the floor. Make it probably darker a little bit. Something like this. Let it be so. Then I need to divide. You can do that later with detailization. First thing, I will definitely reduce the roughness because my wallpapers, they're not metallic or something. I don't need like glossy effect on it. Then I will make them darker and I need them to be warmer. So I'll bring my saturation. And here you need to pay attention about how much of a space your material have. Like what is the role of your material in the image? Because now I will show you, like, if I make my walls too dark, my overall image becomes darker, and basically with only one material, I low-key control the warmth and the contrast of the entire image. Why? Because that's one of the biggest materials. So here on my floor and walls depends a lot. I hope you get my point. If not, I will re-explain you. Okay, back darker, a bit darker. Let it be 145 and warmer. Something like this. Okay. What next? Let me do this small one. I want to make that back wall a bit warmer as well. So this will be walls bedroom. And I want it to be warmer. Okay, maybe a little bit lighter. Actually, we could do a different ceiling there, but for the next time. Let's leave it for the next time. Okay. Let it be so. Good. So what do we have? We have walls for this. We have walls for that part. We have flooring. Let me rename this as my floor. Is it a floor? Let's check. Yeah, it is. Okay. Floor. Carpet. We need to control our carpet a little bit because now it's kind of light, too light. Okay. As for the carpet, it's a fabric and we don't need any reflections or our fabric. And I will also lower my IOR. Okay. I want to make my diffuse a bit darker, quite, not too much, and warmer. Something like this. What you can also do, you can assign the sheen right away. Sheen is for fabrics, or we can wait till later. Okay, good. What I need else? What do we have here? My door's supposed to be a little bit darker than my wardrobe, like my cabinets. Okay, let's do so. Let's do so. Door and frame. Yes, it is. Doors. Doors. No. Okay. And let's make them a bit darker. Okay. Perhaps we will need to control reflections as well. Let's see. Pretty reflectable. This one is a nice one. Nice reflections we'll have. Maybe a little bit more saturated. Okay. Then this is my cabinets. Okay. Table. We need another one for the table. We have a wooden one, but it's supposed to be darker than the doors. Fine. Let's copy material, reassign it, rename it. Table. Let's make it less reflective and tad lighter. Okay. You can use these lines, you can use numbers, it's up to you. I use numbers because I just like even numbers. That's the only reason why I use them. What we also have, we have our bed. Bed is, okay, it's warm as well. We can try using same. Actually, let's copy the table material. Just remove the roughness there because it's a fabric one. Can it be a bit lighter? Let's start with a. And I need it to be more like calm, not that saturated. Let me open the group. Let me assign the other material for bedding. This is bed base. Base, not net. And this is bedding for the sheets. And we will make them lighter, but don't make them like absolutely white. That will be wrong. Maybe a bit lighter. Okay, so why don't I actually don't use absolutely white and absolutely black in my renders? I never use, because if, like, as you see, our material is this color, it's, I don't know, off-white beige or something like that, it's not white, you can make it look white in compare with other materials. So basically, if you make it lighter, it will be more like whiter to you for our eyes. But what I never do, I don't do this. I don't use absolutely snowy white materials in render, because as you see, if you now will close your eyes, like semi-close your eyes, not absolutely of course, you will see that this is the brightest and the most, the spot that stands out. Our image definitely not about the beddings in the background. So that's why I never use absolutely white thing. And same story with our black. Oh, actually, where are my lamps? My decoration is supposed to be somewhere here. Maybe it's hidden. Come on. Let me check. Time by name. Plain line. Ah, yes. Hide all. Okay. Now we're full. Okay. Now, what I want to do, we've divided the majority of our materials. We need to do same for armchairs. So let me isolate my armchairs. This is it. This is it. Carpet. Nah. Where's my material for this? This one. Chairs base. For base, we will use something like paint, MDF and paint. And for the cedar, we need a fabric. So that will be chairs fabric. Okay, and fabric automatically no reflections. Close the group. And let's see. Let's see what's going on. It can be darker. Let's make the base a bit darker. Maybe warmer. Not warmer. So, my wall needs to be a bit lighter. What I don't like right now is that this color and this color, they kind of merge. So let's try dividing them. First, I don't want such a glassy one. Okay, let's do 55. And let's make our walls lighter, slightly lighter. Okay, do we have everything? Let's check. Black, black. Ah, well, okay, we can open my door. Ah, it's not a group. I need only handle, our handle. This part should be black. Black metal. Okay. Let's do that. Black metal. Desaturate it slightly. Not absolutely, slightly. As for the value, I don't know. We gotta see. Let's check it. Let's use pan mod. Okay. This one. This one. I can assign metal right away. Here, everything good. Maybe darker. Okay. Can be. Can be. Same story. Same story with this one. Is it? Open. I don't need all this. Ah, here we have the okay, if you have time, you can work on the profile as well. I'll just quickly deselect it. Let's do this one. Okay. And the baseboard of my side cabinet. Yes. Ah, and shelving. So we have black, okay. We have black baseboard and we have black shelvings. Metallic profile for shelving. Okay. Open our group. So I need, what do we have here? It's a box, okay. I need this one. Let's see if it has different IDs. If it has, okay, this is ID 2 and let's check the other one. This is ID 1. Let's try select by ID. Okay, can, worked. Same story here. Ah, it's a different one. What about this? This. Okay, editable poly. Let's go to editable poly. We don't need the entire part. Ah, it's same story here. It has a different IDs, so we're lucky. I'll just select the polygon. I check the ID and then I just select ID 2. But I need to do that for everything. So if it's instance, is it or nope? Okay. What we can do? We can create a multi-sap right away. If we know that will work, if your geometry already has a separation by ID, that means if we do material, general, multi-sub, where are you? Multi-sub. I need to set number 2. And what I will use? ID 2, I will have a metal, black metal. And for cabinets, I will have this one. 1. Then let's select everything and assign our multi-sap. And boom, what do we have? We have, you see, division by ID automatically. That will be in your model. So we don't have to waste our time and assign everything manually. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have now. And I can say that base is prepared actually. The only thing I want to do, I want to use a tone mapping. What I want? I want to increase contrast, definitely. I need perhaps to lower exposure, something like this. A little bit less of saturation. I said less. Okay. Okay, maybe too much. And vignette. I want to have a vignette. And it's already cool, actually. What you can do at this stage, first, you need to save, of course, because just keep saving, save, Control S. What you can do on this stage? On this stage, you can use AI. You can start using AI. You can use, I don't know, Crea or Stable or any other AI that you know and you use. And you can try a different materials. You can do that if you don't have a specific brief or you have a struggle with your image. You can do that in this stage. When you do the general filling, you just use Stable, for example. I personally use Stable, and I just test the other options. I see familiar faces. Hi guys. Hi. Okay. After this, after our general feeling, what we do? We start working with materials. We work and we start specifically with reflections. If I have a reflections layer, yes, I do. So far, if I will check the reflections, well, okay, not that bad, not that bad. Let's proceed. And let's start from what? We will start, of course, from the biggest parts. Let's discuss what I can skip. Not totally skip, but partly skip. I definitely don't need to work a lot on my background, which is in here, background I will call the bedroom. It's a second like area, not the main one. So I don't need to use any detailed, super detailed bump on it or anything else because that's not the main point. I definitely need to work on my living room because this is the foreground and this is what I see right away. What I don't need, I definitely don't need anything on my ceiling because it's a plain ceiling. I don't need to use a very strong bump. I know, guys. I know you have. I see lots of renders. Uh, and one of the most common things, and I call it a mistake, is you use very strong bump. So don't do that. Don't do that. You can always start working with reflection. So let's start with what? We have two options. We have our walls and we have our floor. Let's start with wall number 1. What will we have here? I have my maps prepared. I'll be frankly with you. I had a struggle to find like a proper like wallpaper because I don't know. I think you know that it's a struggle to find a seamless proper wallpaper. So you know what I've used? I've used a map from Metal. I just needed. Is it it? Let's see. Let me check. Yes, this is the map that I use for the walls, and it's from some model or from Metal library. I literally took like brushed metal and I turned it into wallpaper. You're welcome. Okay, let's start. This is our first wall. What I want to do, I need to apply it to my roughness and I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to understand if it's a tiling or if it's a real world. What do we have here? Automatically, I have a tiling mode, but let's see. Maybe it's a millimeters. Yes, it's a millimeters. Okay, fine. If it's a millimeters, what I can do here as well, I need a horizontal lines. Yes, yes. So I can turn it 90 degrees here, or you can use UVW, or you can use UVX form. It's up to you. It depends on your preferences. Like, not a big deal, actually. So what do we have? Then, lots of things depend on the result you want to achieve, of course. In my case, I don't need this super contrast and obvious reflections of the lines. I don't need that, so I will just keep that as is. But I want to have a colorful pattern of my wallpapers. So what I will do, I will use same map, but I will use it as in a composite. You know, or if you don't know, I will tell you that I'm a low-key fan of the composite. I use it every time, anywhere. So this is it. This is one. What I need for the composite, you need to create a new layer, and you need a corona color. You need to create corona color. What you can do then you copy your base color to your corona and assign it to layer 2. And then you need to find blending option that you will like. Let me just zoom in. So I can start from the average, of course. Let's see what gonna be there. Let's go check it here. Perhaps we need to increase the contrast of the map. If we need to increase the contrast, we can do that in the output. So I will just apply the output, change material, and let's see output. Okay. Here it is, enable. And let's just start with just curve like this. Okay. Darker. Show me again. Okay, I see some of the lines, good. But color, I want to have more of saturation in here. So let's adjust the color. And let's take a look, a general look. What you can also do, you can test different blending modes. Let's do that now with you. Okay, so this was the average. Usually, if this doesn't work, you can try multiply, but this will be too dark. You can try screen, but that might be too light. Not bad. As you see, you will have a different result. So What else I usually do? Spotlight or spotlight blend works, and overlay with soft light. This is the first like method and blending modes that I use. But now, as you see, the best one is average if you want a darker version. And the other one was what? Screen? If you need the lighter version. So you see, it's a different blending option. So basically, it will mix a different pattern for you. I need a darker one, so I'll go back to average. What you can also do, you can control the intensity of your map. So how much of it works. For example, now I use 100 of my lines, but I can use half of that. And that will bring more of the color in here. If you want to keep same result but increase the color, what you can do, you can just apply color correction here in your base color. It's up to you. You can experiment, you can try different things, but now I would say this one is what I need. Also pay attention and keep in mind that interactive render, the fast one, it will not give you the precise result, of course. So you will need to render normal one at least for like 10-15 minutes to see the result. And the higher resolution you have, the more precise result you will see. Okay, done with this one. Let's do the back wall. For that, we have a different wall bedroom. Okay, this is it. We have two textures, one for reflections, but we can actually skip it, but let's do. And the other one for the diffuse or base color. So let's start with this one. Let me zoom in again. This is it. Base roughness. And let's see. I have this habit of showing shaded, like showing maps and materials in viewport. You can skip this step and check if it's mapped on the render. So basically, if you will see it on your render, everything is okay. If you don't see it on your render, well, then you need to do something with this. I see it here, everything works okay, it's good, it's nice. So I want to apply this one. Is it good? Good, but it's gray and I need it to be more pale, I would say, less contrast and more warm. You already know what to do. Change material. Okay. You can do that with mix actually as well, but mix doesn't have this blending option, so again, up to you. I need to copy this one, maps, color. And here we will, same, start with average. Okay, pretty good, but I want it more pale result. If I want more pale result, I will just lower the opacity of my map, of the image. So here you will see it a very good, it's a very good example to show you what do you control actually. So this is 100, where is it? 100. This is, and this is, let's do the 20. I still see the silhouette, like I see some of the image, but majority, like 80% out of 100, it will be my color. So this is how you control the contrast of your image, control the level of like how saturated or colorful you want it to be. This is how you do that. Maybe I need my walls to be more saturated actually. So let's try that. Let's try this. And let's just use the color correction. Ugh. Color correction and make it more saturated, like 10. Okay, can be. Maybe even less. 8. Okay, good. Ceiling I will not touch. Both of walls we have, so bye-bye to them. Let's go to our floor. What do we have for the floor? Oh, and today we have only colored versions of our floor planks. So, what we will do? We can use Corona multi, or we can use the multi map. Let's go with the Corona. It's same, basically. Multi map, batch load, and let's see, what do we have? One till the next. Okay, this is what we have. But I want to start from reflections. But for reflections, we cannot use the colored versions of it. So what we need to do, we need to apply the color correction and just simply desaturate it at all. And then I can apply it to my roughness. And I can also show it on my floor. How can I see if it works? That will be not that simple, but I already know that I don't need that much of the gloss on my floor. Floor. So I will use output as well. Output. And what we can do, let me go to my reflections. What will be the easiest part? Let's do the middle curve, convert it to Bezier smooth, and try to decrease. Okay. So about output, how will it work? If I will go lower, I will have more pronounced reflections. If I will go upper, I will have more of the matte feeling for general feeling of my flooring. Same story with this curve. Like basically, these parts, the black parts, is responsible for glossiness, and this part responsible for matte. I need to wait a little bit more to see some of the reflections because I have denoiser on interactive render, but actually I see it here. I see it here, and I like what I see. That was pretty fast. Yep. Okay, good enough. I even start seeing it here. Okay, good. And guys, this is only the reflection. That's what I mean, why reflections matters. This is why they matter. Okay, same story, but I will do with maps, general. Do I need color correction for base? Okay, let's make it. Let it be. Let it be there. Okay, and what I see here, this is too much. This is too saturated, too aggressive. So first I will desaturate it. Okay, and I need to shift the hue because now it's kind of pinky and I need less of the red in my floor. Okay, I need a neutral, like muted color. Okay, but I still don't like these patches. What I can do with these patches, I can just lower intensity of my multi-map actually. So remember the same thing we did for the wallpaper to have this more muted version of it. Same story here, but different way of doing that. So in this scenario, I have my color that I used for general filling, and I just lower the intensity of my map. How does it work? I will zoom in for you. Okay, like this. This is 100%. That means that only my textures, only they work. And by the way, I didn't put the very, very important tick, mesh element. I forgot about mesh element. Uh, what will happen if you don't use the mesh element? You will have the same board be repeated on every of your flooring. You don't need this. You need a multi. That's why we use multi-map. So don't forget to activate the mesh element, mesh or polygon. It depends on your geometry, but in this case, or if you use a floor generator, that usually a mesh element. What you can also do, you can slightly use the gamma randomization. Like I will show you the exaggerated version. If you use like one, you will just randomly light up and darken the different boards. We don't need that. We can use slightly. Okay, so back to our, this is 100%. That means that only textures work. And I'll lower it maybe twice less. Yeah, because as you see, the board is pretty active, like quite aggressive. What I mean by that, the pattern is obvious, like pretty contrast. It has like different stripes and stuff. So I don't want it to be that strong. That's why I just mute them in here. Okay, can be. Oh, I like this. I like this design. And we're done. I will not use bump. I don't need it. Nope. Let's move on. Let's move on to what? Let's move on to other wood. Let's finish the wooden parts. So what do we have? Doors. As for doors. Door 1, 2. We have 2 images. That's like, but I think you already see that even having only one color image or black and white image, actually even one texture, you can still create a decent and really good looking material. So that's not a problem. Okay, same story. Oh, no, roughness. And let's see if we have it here. Horizontal. Do I need horizontal? I need vertical. Okay, if I need vertical, I can rotate it here. Can work. But do I use same ones? Horizontal, yes. Let's check. And horizontal. Okay, fine. Wait. Vertical, yes. Okay. If you want more like sharp reflection, then you need to apply output in here. Let's do that. So where's my output? Output. Okay, and I'll just use this corner responsible for black and make it more shiny. And then we need to wait a little bit. If you see that your map is too contrasted, again, you can change it in output, or what I usually do, I just lower the percent of it in reflections. Like, I think it's the easiest and fastest way that always works. Okay, let's see. I have reflections. Yes, I have reflections. Good. I can actually reduce them a little bit because I need more polished look and also maybe more sharp or something like this. Okay, something like this. Fine. Then I'll do same with my rotate as well. And yes, pay attention. If you have rotated your map in reflections, you need to do same in your diffuse color as well. Okay, fine. What do we have? We need to color correct it. We can. So I want to make it lighter. Maybe too much. Something like this. And less saturated slightly. And mix it with color also in here. Also, that's one of the things that will help you with your, like, why you do general filling, because you match your color composition. If you want to stick to your color composition, you probably will lower the base color intensity. That's how it works. So your colors that you applied in general filling will keep working. Okay, done with this. Let's go to table. We have a table and the cabinets. Okay, table. We have a different wood. Yes, we do also. Okay. Okay. Same story. Actually, you can also start. Okay, let me show you the other option. You can do the blindfold. I call it blindfold. Is it vertical? Yes, it's vertical. Maybe I need to make it slightly. Nah, I don't need. Good as it is. Okay. Here, you need to find a part that will be super obvious for your reflection. So let's do this one, I think. Reflect. Yeah, it is. Here, you need to be careful with wood as well, because wood is different. Of course, it is, and it has different reflections. If you see, for example, that you see your reflections, but it's not what's supposed to be reflected, like the wings, you wanted them to be white, like on a contrary, you want them to be muted. In that scenario, you will have to work with invert and try a different texture, maybe, I mean map, or you can try invert. But in my case, this all good. Fine. So I'll just continue with my color. Okay. This is it. Ooh, too much. Darker. Less saturated. Let's take a general look. Too red, too glossy. I need output here. So let's finish with our color. Like 70, maybe even less, 60. and definitely need to work on our reflections. So again, output, you can also do that in any other software like Photoshop or Lightroom if it's easier for you. So let's see what we have. I don't want it to be that shiny, so I need to work with this part. Okay. It works. Let's wait a little bit. But definitely not that strong. Not that strong. Too much. What do we have? Yes. Can work. Main thing what I want to have here is my table be lighter than my door. That's the main thing that I want to achieve. Okay, good. Can. Let's work with our bed because as we already... Ah, no, not bed. I promised you cabinets. Okay, cabinets. Cabinets, cabinets. Good. As for metal, if being honest, again, in this camera option, I wouldn't struggle with any dirt on reflections or something because we barely see it. Like, we barely see the baseboard, we barely see the shelving. So you can add some dirt, but I will skip it for now. Main thing I want to have is some uneven um rails. That's what I want. But let's start with general, like this. Okay, what do we have as for cabinets? Cabinets, cabinets, same story. Why I love wood because it's 90% is the same story. Okay. Ah, not that. Fine. Do we see it? Yes, we see it. So everything. Aha, we needed two different materials probably. Okay, let's talk about this. What's going on here? As you see, we've created one same material, we've assigned it. But after I applied a texture on it, I see that some of the things mapped and some not. My rails are mapped already, so this works with tiling. Yes, yes, it's a tiling version. And what about these parts? I don't understand why not. Oh, let's see. Show. Show again. Okay, weird. What we can do? You can, of course, map it yourself, or you again, if you out of time, you can create the copy of your material, do absolutely same thing, but in millimeters. That also works because, as you know, if but when you download something from the web source, usually it's a tiling mode. So guys, it's absolutely normal if you use one texture, you have one material, but you have two materials in 3D Max for different objects. That's absolutely fine. What can we do here? Okay, let me try mapping first. Box, okay. Oh, but I don't know the size. Fine, I will just do something very approximate and quickly. Okay, And same story here. Wait, copy here, instance, and same thing here, instance. Okay, fine, whatever. Now it works. Good. So let's see what we have. Everything map, everything is good. Pretty glossy, I would say, but actually I even like it. Let's check what we have here. Okay, not that, still glossy, not that strong. Okay, let's control it a little bit. A little bit. Yeah. Okay, can be. What I also would do, but with colored map, with reflection, okay, everything is fine, everything works. Here, as we have rails, I love when these rails have some randomization. What I mean by randomization, in life, actually, it all depends on life and the final result. Sometimes the client, the designer, whatever, design wants your door, your, for example, cabinet doors, to have one big texture. So as you take one big slab of the wood and you cut it accordingly to and follow the continuous texture. When it comes to rails, I prefer to have some randomization that will bring you this reality, because it's very difficult to make absolutely same. Okay, it's possible, of course, in life it's possible to make absolutely same uh, textures for all of the rails, but that's not nice, that doesn't look good. So that's why we use randomization. Here we have only one big texture, so what I will do, I will use Corona Multimap as for this one as well. Where's my multimap? One, and I need only one. I will use mesh and I will use it as a base. Oh, jeez. Then what you can do, when you change the gamma random, you will have these different randomization and patterns. But now it's too much because our texture itself is very aggressive, like the most aggressive texture I've seen so far. So let me lower it and lower it. Okay, this might be. So again, my point is what? My point is the multi-map you can use not only when you have a lot of different textures. You can also use it when you have a one big slab, but you need some randomization on your rails specifically, like here. Or you have a different, I don't know, wall paneling or something, and you want to slightly brighten up or darken some of them. That's when Chrono Multi can be handy to you as well. Okay, can be. Everything works. I see some of unevenness there. So now we can proceed to our bed. Okay. As my bedding already has very strong folds, I will not use any bump in here, if being honest. And please think twice next time when you create bedrooms or you work with bed and you use very strong bump on your cushions like pillowcases and bed sheets. That's not how it's supposed to be. I usually give the reference of the hotel beds. They crispy bed they have. So I follow that one. Okay, what we do with this one? With this one, I only thing I want to have is a little bit of falloff. So I will use this general falloff. Let me copy the color. Firstly, usually, I work with black and white to understand what version I like and what version I need. What I want to show you, what you can do? You can switch between fall-off type. That's the first thing you can do. Usually I use first three. Pretty, very rare I use Fresnel, but still sometimes can. Majority of times it's parallel, of course, but this is pretty strong. Perhaps I need towards away today. Can be. So first thing you can do, you can try the fall off type. Then what you can do, you can play with the curve again. Same logic as in the output. You change your curve and you basically have a different result. I will not give you like rules that every time the curve supposed to be this shape or something. No, use it, yes, but adjust it accordingly to your camera, to your specific project, and basically your case. So that's all I will tell you. Even with this one, we can put our main color, and I slightly make the other one lighter. Uh, Except for this, the more contrast you will have between your colors, the more difference you will have on your bedding or fabric as well. So that all works in complex basically. What you can also do, of course, and you will have to do that, don't keep sheen. Like even in this scenario, I prefer having sheen. Don't make it too colored. Okay, let me make it slightly wider. And usually 4 to 5, up to you. Of course, you can add some of the bump, but you will not see it anyway, so I will not do that. As for the base, first we can start with actually sheen. You can do same. You can use only sheen or you can use fall off and sheen. It's up to you. So let's do this. Maybe a lot. Okay. What I need here. In here, I have one normal map that brings you patches. I will explain you what it is. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. I have 3 textures for that to show you some magic with the composite. But first thing, what you can do and why I'm so much about bump, why I talk about bump so much. Because bump and displacement specifically, they can and they do affect your colors. What does it mean? If you use a strong displacement, your color will get darker. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Let me do my normal, add gamma, base bump. And what I will see? I will see the patches right away. This is how your bump map can affect your color. I want to make it way smaller actually. I mean bigger. I need bigger spots, so And what I need to do, I need to lower my bump intensity. So as you see, this is one. This is only bump map. I don't have anything. It's only color on my base color. And you already see how it does affect your pattern, like your fabric look. So let me lower it. But all the time you need to check all of your materials on your test final render. Like I call it pre-final render. Okay, bump can be. I will see some patches here. Perhaps for the final, I will reduce it even more. But let's go to my base color. I already know that I will use a couple of different textures, so I will create the composite right away. Here's my composite. I will also create Corona color. Okay. And I need 3 layers as minimum. Let's see. First layer, not mask, layer will be this one. Okay. So first I just keep my color. Then I want to have some patches. Okay. I can do that. But again, you need to control your spots, and would be actually good to assign some randomization. But let's see if I can work without it, because we have only a small part of the bed. So far I don't see any tiling, so it can be. What I need to do, I need to change the option blending. Okay, let's try with the overlay maybe, or soft light. Okay, can, and reduce it. Reduce it so I have smaller. Can work, maybe even smaller. Here you actually can play as long as you want. You can test the different spots. You can test different layer options, blending options, I mean. Uh, let it be, or no. Let's see. Let me go back. It's pretty big. I want them to be smaller. But if they are smaller, I haven't. Okay, we will use randomization. Where is my Corona? Corona map and randomizer. Okay, I need rotation. I need shift offset. Okay, can be. But now I want them to be subtle. Let's wait a little bit longer. You prefer diffuse display or diffuse bump? It depends. It depends where your object is. If it's a foreground, I will definitely like spend some time, and perhaps I will use displays for foreground. Specifically, if it's something like a carpet or if it's super close to the camera. If it's something like this, I even will skip bump sometimes, because it's like only if bump gives you some of uneven like spots on your color, then can, like in this scenario, with only with this map I will use it. If I will have just like spotty patchy texture, color texture, I will skip bump. This bump I use only for that effect. That's the only way I use that. So if resuming, then if foreground work precisely and displacement probably. And again, it depends if you have lots of objects and how difficult your scene. By difficult, I mean how difficult is it for the PC to be rendered, because like you need to remember that displacement is very hard, like for your processor. It's very geez, time consuming, render consuming, and technically it's just a bit harder for your PC to render. So you need to remember that as well. If you have time and you really need like a good foreground, okay, we go with the displays. If you have a very good normal map, for example, that can imitate what you want, then go just with bump. Okay, same thing. Oi, too big. I need. No, five. Five. Let's try five. I have something like fingerprints. Yes? Yes. Then I need again my randomizer. I need them to be rotated, scale. Okay, we can try a little bit. Then something like this. But I don't need that strong. I need what I need. No. Screen can be. Again, depend on situation. You can play around, maybe bigger actually. Maybe bigger. Let's do it a little bit. Let's see. But no. Does it look like normal fingers? Doesn't look like Shrek fingers. I hope it's not. Maybe blending. Okay. Can be something like this. Smudged. And actually now this part is too bright. I need it to be darker. Darker. The bedding stands out now. Let's this. And let's copy it and control the sheen. Sheen is too much. I think this will be enough. Okay. Fine. Delete. What next? Next, we have left only armchairs and the carpet. Carpet for last because it will have a displace. And I'm afraid that on displacement, my 3ds Max might quit. So we'll save it for last one. Chair base. Very easy. We have only paint here. The only thing I perhaps want to show you here is our ambient occlusion. So we can use it when you want to define your furniture, when it's like used when you want to define some chamfers, some of the gaps if they're tiny and you want to make them more like pronounced. So what do we have here? First, you can try, let me do that, 51 size. I usually start with 50 or 100, or I just, it depends on the model. Then you can play and decide basically what you like depending on your scenario, lighting scenario or your model, outside, inside, or both options. That will change the result as you see. For example, like now, let's be inside. And then you can control the size of your ambient occlusion, but don't make them too strong. Like as you see, you don't need these very contrast like lines on your model. Again, it's up on your result. If you need that, then you need that strong difference and such result you will have. But if you want something very muted, I'll just go with a same or lighter version of your color. So fine. What you can also do, of course, you can add some of the dirt if you want. Do I want? Do I have? I have some smoke. Okay, let's try. But again, it's not that must because we have a pretty strong lighting on the armchair. So, show it. Maybe smaller. Maybe even smaller. Okay. Of course, you can add it on the base color and make it less stronger, like, I don't know, 3% of intensity. But I wouldn't do that for now. Like if I have a bonus like shot on the armchair, then yeah, okay, definitely, but not now. What do we have here? Too much, too strong. I don't need it that strong. Let's leave, I don't know, maybe 20% out of that. And let's move to the fabric. We have fabric there. And for fabric, we have, what do we have? Chair, chair, chair. Oh, I have a different map for it. What is this? What is this? Oh, it's some dirt. Nah, I don't want it. Okay. So our chairs. Let's start. As you see, I also have, oh, but here I have a texture, color texture. I have probably something for displacement. Yes. Yes. And I have a normal map. Okay, we can start with normal and use displacement as additional one. So in this scenario, if I know that I will use displacement, I start from displacement. And when I determine like how strong my displacement is supposed to be, then I adjust the color texture and my base color, because as I already mentioned, they connected. Okay, Corona, normal. My normal, gamma, where's my bump? Here it is. Oi, no. Less and smaller. I definitely need it smaller. Let's see how strong it is. Big. 5. Okay, 5. And what else you need to remember, that you see displacement more vivid and pronounced when you have a sun or very directional lighting on your fabric, on your object, as we do now. Now I see this pretty good. But if we would have like a very overcast lighting, this result will not appear on you. So that is another thing that you need to remember, that your intensity of bump and displacement depends on your lighting as well. Actually, it's already pretty good, if being honest. But let's imagine that it's not enough and you want displacement. For displacement, you will just use the same map. For how strong it is, if being honest, one, I think minus, let's do -5 and 1. I don't think you will need more. Like, I wouldn't bump it out and displace it out more, but I would definitely like use some minimal levels. So yeah, something for this. Maybe still too strong. But again, guys, you'll be able to understand this only after test final high resolution render. Because now it's pretty pronounced. I can tell you that it will be too much. So let me even reduce it. That's all of the side disk that we've put. That's why we have that of effect. Okay, let's leave this. What I have here, I have colored 5. Tiling was 5. So this is my diffuse color. I want it to be more even, less strong. So what you can do, you can, let's do the composite here as well. Composite, copy, color, corona color, and vice versa. Actually, if you will need a more like pronounced and obvious texture for your chairs, you can use the same displacement map, but or you can create in Photoshop some AO map, like to make even it more contrast, and apply it to composite as a separate like top layer. That that will make it more, even more pronounced. Like all of the veins you will have, they will be pretty strong. Okay, this, something like this maybe. And maybe darker. Let's make this a bit darker. Okay. Okay, good. And if you have texture, but you want to use sheen for your fabric, you need just to use the same texture. In this scenario, what you will do, you'll just use color correction. So I'll just take composite, I use color correction, and color correction I will use as the sheen color. So I will make it lighter, slightly. And here you can control how strong it is, like your amount. It doesn't have to be 1 always, it can be lower as well. So can be. The only thing I forgot to do is to lower my, wait, this is what I wanted to do. And now I will do, you know what I will do? I will reduce my disk because it's too light here. The one from here. Yes. And now we have the difference between chair and the wall, so everything will works perfectly. We don't have super overexposed areas. And let me save. Save. Did you save? Yes. And now we will work with the carpet, lastly. And now, as I proceed to the carpet, you can shoot your questions if you have any, or you can wait and I will present you the course and you will have the questions after I present you everything. It's up to you. So, what do we have? Carpet, rug 1, rug 2. We have only 2 textures for the rug. And these textures, how do they look? They look like this. What I will also use, I will use cellular definitely. So general, where's my cellular? Where are you? It is. Let's try cellular first. Let me do the bump or displace. Let's do displace. Big. Too big. This might be too small. Maybe a little bit. Like this, probably. Okay. Then I need to mix all of my maps. So I will use what I will use. I can use mix, I can use composite, what I want to use. Let's also create a bump. Cellular for my bump. Okay, we will use composite for the bump as well. What we will have here, this goes to my bump. Let's not use display so far. This will be first. This will be next. And this we will try as, no, vice versa, this and this. As a mask, we will see how will it work. Is it mapped? Yes, it is. Do I need to rotate it? No, I don't. Okay. What we can use as well. I need color. I definitely need some color here. So Corona color. Okay, and let's try first with diffuse only, because guys, I know you all like displacement and bump and stuff, but rugs, I'll tell you one thing, that rugs, majority of the time, depends on your like color texture. Yes, of course, the bump and displacement matters, especially if you have a bonus shot or something like that. But if you have a general like camera, main camera, hero, I call it hero camera, when you have this same like general look for your interior, you will not see bump there. You will see bump only in that scenario if it's that, you know, the super hairy rugs from 2000s. Thanks God that they are not popular anymore, because as for me, such rugs, it's a killer of the your PC. So my point is you need to work pretty good for on your base color, the texture, the colored version. So you will have this effect of the fluffy rug. Because right now, even when I only use like the texture the mixing in my base color, it will become looking more like a rug without the displacement. I hope you get it. I used too many words today. Sorry. Okay, so what I want, it's too gray. I don't want it to be that gray. Warmer. Yes. Does it look like a rug? I would say yes. You can, of course, argue with me, but you should not. Okay, what I want to do, I actually want to try using this map as well. Did I use it? Yes, I used it. Okay, instance. Why are you not showing me this? Wait. Ah, okay, whatever. So this one, let's try soft light. Soft light 20, maybe. Okay. And then we can proceed to our composite for displacement, because as you see, I don't have any normals, unfortunately, here. I'm still looking for the perfect normal map texture for the rugs. And I need this once again. Where's my cellular? Here it is. It was 0.3 if I remember. And here we will have something like average or maybe multiply, but this I need less displacement. Oh, so this is what I was telling you, that displacement affects your color. As for displacement, what I want probably -5. Let's see what we have. And maybe that's too much actually. And this can. What I also want to do, I want to do this. Perhaps we will try sheen as well. Paste, but don't make it super strong, like super difference. Okay. What I can also try, I can try using, okay, let's do that as well. One more layer and use cellular here. And I will do what? Multiply, but very subtle, like 20 maybe. Okay. And in the end, if it's too dark, you reduce your displacement, or B, you light up your base color. So that's two of the things that you can do. So you can apply in the end as a last step. You can apply the same like color correction. You can make it, for example, more saturated, less saturated. Of course, I hope you will not ask me to do the, I don't know, bare 4 on the floor. Something like this. And we're good. We're good. Rugs. There should be an absolute ultimate rug packs. Yes, it should be. No, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And actually, if being honest, I already found one one texture in, I don't know, 10 years probably, that I really love. How does it work? Oh, okay, as you see, it's too much. So if it's too much, where is my composite for the bump? For the displacement, then we need to reduce this part, the darker, then it will be okay. Ba-ba-bam. Okay, let me close this, zoom out, and while I'm waiting, what? Okay, this is the time to for your questions. Let me check if you had questions that I skipped. Uh, doo-doo-doo. Almost midday. Could you please provide a file containing the image textures? No, I cannot provide textures. That's the point of practice. I show you how to do that, and you do that yourself. Yes, your own creative interior. Yes, exactly. Can you make some more modeling tutorials? Modeling the toughest part. I would disagree with you. Actually, modeling, I find modeling the easiest part. But you have to understand one thing, that you're not a modeler and it's not your main job. Nowadays, modeler became a separate profession. So you need to make up your mind. If you want to be a CG artist, like who does create nice images, or you want to be a modeler who set up the scene and model the furniture, interiors, etc. So it's up to you, because you cannot do everything. You're only a human being. Yes, and you want to sleep sometimes and eat. You also need to eat. So you need to make up your mind. But if we talk about modeling, uh, let me let me present you the course, and let's talk a little bit about what do we have and what do we offer you on the course. So the 3ds Max itself, we learn 3ds Max, as you already know. If you're here, you already know that. Sometimes it can be quite different. So what I can offer you, what I can tell you, that we have a course. The course says beginners, and I will have a small presentation for you. And by the time I do present you all of this information, please ask me questions, because I bet you do have a questions. So I will go back to them right after. And please also, I know more people watching now than from the beginning. So what I ask you, let me know where are you from and what's basically your experience in CJ. Like what do you find the most difficult? How long you've been working with 3ds Max, and how much you hate it or love it, because I have a very difficult relationships with 3ds Max, I think, as everyone else. So yes, Max can be quite difficult, but if you want to avoid the mistakes, if you want to ask me all of your questions, what you can do, you can come and teach from us, from the render camp. First, I will start with the reviews, and I'll show you a couple of final images that being created on the course from people who, actually lots of different people comes. Some don't know anything, they never opened 3ds Max. Some people already have some experience, like a year or a couple of years in 3ds Max. So it depends, I would say. But these are the things that been created in 4 weeks, because we have a 4 weeks of a deadline. Yes, you have a deadline. It looks like a pretty real project, if being honest. So it will be time consuming. You actually need to understand that as well, that it's not like you only listen and automatically you can do everything. Nope, it doesn't work like that. So you need to put efforts. You will have a homework. I will tell a little bit more about it a bit later. But these are a couple of the images. You can see more on the website. You will find it in the chat. Oh, and the scene for today's lesson, you will always find via link in the chat. Guys, what I want you to pay attention to, please use the Corona version 13 or Corona 12 update 2. If you have any lower version of the Corona, you will might have some struggles with opening the scene. It's Corona, it's not me, so it's not my fault. Sorry. So, yep. What do we have and what do we offer you? This is the new image that we will create on the beginners 24, I think. It's a 24 number. This is the main image that we will work on. What do we do? Basically, we talk about 3ds Max. We work with 3ds Max. We discuss everything under a microscope. We start from the modeling. Someone wanted to have a modeling, so please, you're welcome on the course, because what do we have? We have a blocks. First block is absolutely for the modeling and assembling the scene. Basically, how to build your own geometry, how to work with ready-made models. Then, after the space creation, we go to composition lighting, which is general filling stage, the one that we did today. This is the absolutely must step for any project. Like, I never skip it, same as I can skip modeling, for example, because someone will do that for me, but I never skip general filling because this is a vector of your final image. And if you will, uh, I need to use not swearing words. If you will not do good on general filling stage, you cannot expect the cool final image. So this one is important. And we talk a lot about camera angles, how to set up the camera angles, how to show interior like in a best way, because interiors are different, of course. What lighting scenario to choose, how to set up that specifically lighting scenario, how to match colors, because basically, what is general filling? That's camera setup, which is geometrical composition, that's colorful composition, because you cannot just, as I showed you, you cannot use only white, absolute white, or pitch black in your render. You already seen that. That's a color composition. And the lighting composition, because shadows, sun rays, they all matters. It's also a part of composition. So everything there matters. Like, when people ask me or anyone like from my colleagues, like, what can I skip? Can I skip and work less on the lighting or materials? Like, what is more important? This is the actually very general and very common question. Like, what is the most important, modeling or lighting or composition? And I say everything is important, because everything works in a complex. Sorry, but you cannot take it out and have a cool final image. So after that, we continue working with materials, and also we work with the Photoshop. Yeah, you will have a bonus on the course. We will work with the Photoshop. I show you the correction, how to post product, and also I show you a little bit of AI. Why a little bit? Because I try to use as less as AI as possible on renders. When it comes to final images, if we talk about the concepts, when we test designs or we test cameras, yes, we can use more of AI, and that is also the thing that we discuss on the course. So this is the brief brief of the program. You can check it out on our website and be very precisely, or if you want to have more details, or you have questions, or you have any, I don't know, concerns, you can go to and chat to our project manager. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. So I'm back. I'm alive. What you will have, and when does it start, and what's the rush about it? It's not a rush. You still have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yes, it starts on September 1st. It lasts 4 weeks. What do we have? uh, from 1st till 26, we will have live sessions. What are the live sessions? Well, basically, this is a live session. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every week, 3 times a week, we meet with you in this live session. You ask me questions, perhaps you tell me jokes, or I tell you jokes. I show you how to work with 3ds Max. They are recorded, so no worries. Everything is recorded and will be stored on your private cabinet on the website. So even if you will miss, or you're sick, or you're not in the mood of listening how I talk, you can skip live session and go and check recording. So not worries. What you will also have, you will have a pack of lessons library. What are lessons library? Short videos with very useful things. Basically, if you, for example, don't know how to work with snaps, you open your private cabinet, you go to, oh, I have a snaps video, you watch it, and boom, after that, you have less questions. If you still have questions, you tell me, Ira, I have a question, la 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 la, and I answer you. Okay. Uh, what else? What else is important? That we have one of the best support teams. That's for the guys who's from Guatemala, Panama, who's back. We have a big time difference. And same story if you're ahead of us, maybe if you're from Asia, or you, I don't know, in Australia or New Zealand, maybe, I don't know. Uh, for you, we also have, okay, we have a support team, one of the best support teams, and sometimes, even when it's very very late, we still have someone online. So you will not be left alone, you will not be stuck in a struggle and don't know what to do. You will have a chat in Discord, so we will use a Discord. We also actually thinking about the voice channels, like talking channels, but I don't know if that important. Actually, please write if you like what format of chats you prefer. If you're learning something, you prefer like the texting format, when you ask a question you send a screenshot because that's a must and we give you an answer, or perhaps you like talking, I don't know, so maybe we will have a talking live session once a week or something. So please let me know about that as well. Yes, in our chat, we also have lots of useful information. We have all of the links, where to find, what to do. Please help me. The website doesn't work or something else. Everything gonna be there. So trust me, the support is exceptional, and I'm pretty proud of it because nobody stays lonely. We're watching you always. When you even don't know that, we're still watching you. Okay, so now you see the regular price. We have different packages. As you see, minimal, progressive, maximum. What's the difference? Again, all of the deal information you can check on the website, or you can message, and our Anthony will help you, gladly help you. I'll give you a brief information that what's the difference. Minimal doesn't have a support, the one that I talked a lot about. Progressive does have a support. And Maximal, except all of that, it also has 5 individual lessons with a mentor. And who is the mentor? I am the mentor. So if you, by any chance, I don't know, you will not get tired of me talking, you can go and do that. But I'll still be in support, so you'll still have me. Okay, but uh, for so those of you who been following us for pretty long time, you know that we have a like gift special offer. I don't know how to call it. Tip, hint, a bonus, a perk. If you're still watching me and if you're still listening to my voice, and if you apply for today, you have a special offer that Anthony will explain you. What is it? That's for people who still here. And if you apply by the end of your day, you will have this perk. If not, you will need to wait for another workshop. And we have one more actually, we have one more workshop soon. But I will not disclose an information what it will be. You will see that pretty soon. But I can give you a hint that I think that workshop will be something that someone asked me at the past one. You you asked for something and I prepared that to you. So I hope you will like it. Uh, Now a little bit of about the spot. Groups are limited, guys. So why is that? We try to make the best connection with you. We try to provide you with the as soon as possible answers and help. So that's why the sports are limited. Also, we have daily review of the homework. So I personally, me, every day at specific time, I will record you videos with your like check the check for of your homework. And yes, that I mentioned, you will have a homework. You will upload it to our website, and then I will check your homework and give you comments like what to fix. You're good, or you're soon good to be, or you're a bit lazy and you need a magical kick. Maybe that also happens sometimes. So that's why sports are limited, and don't miss out the chance, basically. Don't wait. And if you don't have a full understanding, or not understanding, like if you still have any concerns, you can you can ask me or ask Anthony, or I don't know, make a list of questions and send me send us on Instagram or next workshop. So what you can do next. In a chat, you will find a link when you can learn all of the information about the upcoming course and all of the details. What I also want to tell you that you will still have a guarantees. What I mean by guarantees, that we do operate legally, and if you may be working in some architectural studio or I don't know, design studio, and they provide you level up courses or something, that can happen. We can arrange that as well. Or if you're a student, just I don't know, prove your parents that you need 3ds Max, and life without 3ds Max, it's not that fun, unfortunately. So yes, back to serious. I've been we have guarantees, and if you don't like anything or course will not meet your expectations in the first week, you will have your money back guaranteed. So basically I don't think you have much to lose. Okay, so what you can do, you can imagine that you creating visuals very fast. They are stunning, they're good, they are very cinematic. So Netflix envy you and they want you to be on their team. So your renders will be that dope. And even if you're unsure, you can still try and you can still ask some of the questions. And you can what you can keep doing what you did all of your life, or you can restart, reboot, and save your time, years of frustration and nerves, and have less gray hairs than I do have now. That's what you can do. So let me check. Wait, let me check if you have any questions left. Wait. When can I learn? Where can I learn about storytelling for more clean and eye-catching stories and pictures? That's, I think you talk about the composition. We have a composition. We discuss composition a lot. So come and we will learn the storytelling and how to do not typical composition shots. Okay, you've been working 2, 3 years. Vegetation, look natural. Well, the first thing you need to actually, Mario, what I can tell you that already good if you use vegetation because it's important thing. Same story you can use in interiors as well, but what you need to remember, and actually the best thing that you can do, don't guess. Never guess. If you're not sure how strong the vegetation, like translucency, supposed to be on your leaves, you open Google, you type the specific tree that you need in a sunny day, and you have the result. Because guys, I understand everything, but it's impossible to keep all of this information at once in your life. And what I can also say that every project is different and every case will bring you more of new information like that you haven't been working with before. So but back to my point is, don't be afraid or ashamed to use references. Actually, ashamed is a bad word because if you will use references for your work, for your renders, if you will compare with real photos, real life, your renders will elevate automatically. Don't compare to other renders, compare to photos. That's the thing that I can tell you, and I tell you all of the time. Um, Struggling on materials. How can I practice on that, please? Again, we're back to references. What I can give you a free advice. Today, I'm very kind. You can, no, you need to save, to choose the image that you like a lot. Photo, real photo. Go to AD magazine, I don't know, Yatzer, Label, lots of different web sources, mainly all about architecture and interior, and choose one image that you fell in love with and try to recreate it as much as possible only by practicing. Like with theory is good, yes, but practical skills is absolutely different thing. You, if you want to elevate in your materials, you need to work more again with references. And how to work with references, you can learn on the course, and I can tell you that as well. But guys, seriously, that's important. References are important. I might sound like a parrot to some of you. Sorry, but that's the fact. References are important. Work with them. You can start with recreating some photos, and if you will got bored, you come to us, and we will tell you what to do next and how to do that. Uh, what is a PV course? Does it also curtain model and lighting? Oh, so many things. Basically, what's the difference about the PV and beginners? PV is more intense, like way more intense. If you need like more detailed information about like what will you model or you will not model, or maybe what you need to know, you can use the link, chat with our Anthony. He will explain you everything with any details and answer all of your questions, and maybe will wipe away some of your concerns as well. Uh, Team that use Discord instead of Slack. I have a Slack, but no comments on that. Yes, we use Discord, so all of the chats and everything will be in Discord. Okay, I see. We don't have much market for visualization. Uh, Market you don't need to be attached for the specific country market visualization. Thanks God, nowadays, and specifically like after Corona and everything, we have pretty much of studios that work remotely. So I would not say that we like visualizer and visualization and CG artist is only on site role. No, it's not. Like I don't go to office. My home is my office, and my home sometimes is different in different countries. So it's still possible. Everything is possible. The only thing that you need to work remotely is mainly English, sometimes more languages, but it depends on the studio. So I wouldn't think that it's a big problem. I would tell you this, like, if you are a good artist, companies will chase you instead of you chasing the companies. So there will become a day when everything will change and will be changed for you. And perhaps you just need to make a few steps ahead that scenario. Uh, to create a model, is it better to finish AutoCAD first or better to start on 3ds Max? Uh, Basically, okay, if you need like 3D model, we create them in 3ds Max. What do you can do in AutoCAD? If it's easier for you, you can draw a vector, a DBG, and you can import it in 3ds Max. What you cannot and should not do not ever mm, import anything from SketchUp, ArchiCAD, Revit, and all of the side softwares. If it's still Autodesk, it can work out. If it's anything but Autodesk, as I've mentioned, like SketchUp, Revit, and I don't know, bunch of other software, we remodel all of the time in 3ds Max. We remodel because you will face some issues with texturing, with modeling, if we will have corrections, and we have corrections because it's live and everything has corrections. So yeah, my answer is you better model everything from the scratch in 3ds Max. Yep. What is the proper workflow should I adapt? First thing, discovery stage. When you work any project, you should find a corresponding reference for your project. After that, you do modeling. After modeling, you set up cameras and basically lighting, composition. You work on composition. Then you proceed with materials, and lastly, you will have your post production. Basically, that's all of the workflow that you will have. Of course, you will have a dozen of corrections in between, specifically if you test designs. You need to be prepared. Like if your design is not approved by the client, you will have pretty much of corrections. So in that scenario, I will recommend you save your scenes in different versions. Don't work in one version. You should always, oh, I still have this. Oh, wait, too much. You should always work in different versions of your 3ds Max. That's the thing that you need to do. Okay, I don't see any more questions. So thank you for today, everyone. I hope you had a fun and good time and it was informative for you. So see ya next Wednesday and see ya on the course later. Thank you for today and bye bye.